Alright, everyone, and welcome back. I'm Christina, aka ThatVarietyNerd, and today we are diving into some more Sims renovation goodness, and Jesus take the wheel. This build was something, that I will say. This was something. But yeah, if you were new here, also welcome. Sometimes, the intros, they don't always end up how we want them to go, but here we are. Anyway, round, we are here at the Umbrage Manor. We're starting into the ritzy rich part of, Willow Creek, to say the least. We got some more builds coming up, so again, I feel like the renovations and builds are just kind of they're just stockpiled at this point. So I'm like, you know what? We're gonna use the stockpile that we've got going on. We're gonna finish. I feel like we're gonna finish Willow Creek sooner rather than later here on the channel. I think I still have about 5 lots left. One residential and 4 community lots, at least the time that I'm recording this, which is October 26th. And again, you can always keep track of my progress in the save file, which should be in the description down below. So as per usual, just get comfy and cozy, get your choice of beverage. I hope everyone is staying safe and staying healthy, and all that good stuff. We've got a long renovation to go through today. Oh my god. Oh my god, oh my god. This was something. These base game lots, they're something. If I had to pick like which neighborhood that I prefer more in terms of the builds over the others, I would definitely say honestly Oasis Springs. At least they kind of mix things up a little bit, and they look distinguishable from each other, but also kind of together. Like, does that make any sense at all? Like, you can tell which neighborhood you're in and stuff like that, and like, I don't know. I just like it. But anyway, this rounded thing back here was getting on my last nerve. Oh my god, I was about to McFreaking lose it. I'm like, oh my god, can I just get like windows or something going on here? But I think we did this place justice, all things considering. I think we just used the base game. We might have used romantic garden stuff for the backyard, but I doubt it because I was just honestly getting really like that fed up with this build. I was getting so fed up with it, but I think I ended up going with this green color. I like to keep things neutral with a splash of color. That's kind of my personal style. But I kind of just like that whole theme, just, in general. But I knew that this build was going to be very much like what you would sort of see, like, more of a classic old home type of thing. There's like a whole Facebook page, and, it's on Instagram too if you're not a Facebook person, where it's like it goes into old homes and stuff like that. Like, that's where I get some of my inspiration to do these renovations, because that's what a lot of these Willow Creek homes look like. They look like these sort of just, these old homes that like people just go nuts with. I just heard something outside my apartment. I'm not leaving the house. Anyway, I had some chocolate milk before I went on and recorded this. I don't know how many voiceovers I'm going to get to tonight. I'm hoping, like, at least this one, if not more. My goal is to hopefully wrap up the ones that I have left to do. I think I have 2 more after this one. Yeah, I recorded like 6 or 7 houses in a row. I started working on the 7th one and quit because it was just it's the Spencer Kim Lewis house, the one that's basically not fixable. Yeah, I'm on that one, so please just send your thoughts and prayers my direction. But thankfully, after that, we go. I don't know why I find some sort of weird joy in the community lots. Like, some people really like to go nuts on the residential lots, but I've found myself just enjoying the crap out of the community lots like just as much. I don't know if that's just because I like playing around with everything or what, but anyway, this lot, let me tell y'all, this was a pain in my rear end, but I think it turned out pretty decent, all things considering. We needed to just brighten this bad boy up because I felt like there was a lot of natural light that was just meant to come into this place. And so that's kind of what we went with here. We kind of just, I like the dark wood because, hardwood floors, that sort of thing. This was just way too opulent, and I get that was the point, but like we needed to open things up just a little bit, I think, and get some more archways in there. And, to me, archways kind of tend to feel a little bit more grand. I don't know if that's just me. But, like, this whole thing right here with, like, the entertainment setup, I kind of liked it, but it just didn't work. Also, always make sure that you have your move objects on whenever you download anything from the gallery that I have. I should just include it, like, somewhere, like, I don't know if it's, like, going to be in the profile thing or what, but just make sure that you have those turned on whenever you download anything off of the gallery from yours truly. That being said, I want to create like a little quaint little just cozy little spot. I didn't want it to be like all white or all like opulent. I felt like this needed a little bit of a warm, just cozy vibe. I mean, I feel like I say that a lot, but it needed to be brightened up, but I didn't want it to be like too bright. You know what I mean? I don't know if that makes any sense at all. But this kitchen was giving me a pain in the butt too. This whole build was just giving me such a pain. It was ridiculous. But I think we made it work. We have this really quaint little like U-shaped sort of thing going on, which I felt like was definitely very fitting. We got a dishwasher in here, so that way, again, it looks like it's an old home, which is kind of what we're going for here. So, like, think about it this way: like, maybe your Sims just bought this house, and it's like, oh God, this is an older house, or ooh, we could just simply recolor some things and repaint the cabinets, that sort of thing. So that's kind of what I was envisioning here, like a small family, even, or if you really wanted to go nuts, like you could just give like a husband and wife, or two partners, two spouses, their own bedrooms, kind of like Bob and Eliza Pancakes. Like this would be ideal for them because they'd have a crap ton of room. But I really like the outdoorsy space, so I at least wanted to have something for our beloved Sims to do. But yeah, this opulent red wallpaper needed to go. Like wallpaper has a time, it has a place, just not right here. And yeah, that was sort of what I was going for. I wanted to create something that was sort of simple, but it kind of worked. And in a way, this kind of reminded me of like, maybe something more nautical, like something that you would see more or less like in a touristy part of like Florida or along the coast, especially the East Coast, where we tend to see that a little bit more. But yeah, so I wanted to go with a lot of blues and stuff like that for this one. And I feel like it made logical sense in general, just, to try to put something here. I couldn't quite pinpoint what I wanted to put here, but you know what? I feel like this generally worked. We got a huge table with like, I believe we have 8 full chairs. Yeah, we got 8 chairs in this room. So there was something going on there, but I think we did okay. I think we genuinely did the best that we could with what we had. I wanted it to be like a little bit lived in too, so that was kind of the goal with these plants and also the knickknacks and all kinds of little things that I wanted to make sure that we included. Got a fireplace in the dining area as well. Want to make sure that things were a little bit more lit up out here, that sort of thing. But yeah, again, wallpaper, man, wallpaper, just wallpaper. Can't. So I kind of fine tuned the layout upstairs to a certain degree. So there's like a kids' room right in here, but what I end up doing is I turn that into like a home office type of room. It just felt like, it was, to me, it just didn't marinate right to have those two massive rooms when we could just split up the at least one of the two bigger rooms into like two smaller kids rooms, and you've still got plenty of room, for your toddler or for a teen, like that sort of thing, right. So I move things around a little bit. They're sharing a bathroom. Just bear with me here when we're going through this, because this was a pain to like sort of redo, but I think it worked how we did it, and you'll see that in just a moment here. But yeah, this was definitely a pain in the rear end to say to say the least. But I think it worked, and I think that's what should count. Am I right? Right. So yeah, you got a couple smaller rooms over here, but I think they're still pretty decent sized rooms. So yeah, like you're gonna have a weird sort of like 2 bedrooms, like, having access to the bathroom in the corner here, which it's like, okay, but that's a oddly shaped bedroom. Yes, I am very self-aware of that. But in turn, we also, I believe we turned something over there into a master bath. So it's like the two kids yeah, so we turned this into a bit of a master, like, ensuite bathroom because I'm like, there's so much room over here. Why? And so that's kind of what we went with. So this is kind of the upstairs layout. We changed this quite a bit. But again, you can easily turn that office space into like, a guest room or something, or like a nursery. It can be pretty flexible, but for me and, just functioning stuff, I wanted to make sure that there was like a little nook or a little office so that way you could do some skill building, earn some simoleons, that sort of thing. Because let's be real. I mean, in the times that we're in, you need a work from home station, and so maybe that's the work from home station. But I think that this ultimately turned out really decent, all things considering. Again, bathrooms are not fun to work with. If you have laundry day installed, this downstairs bathroom might actually be a good laundry room. So just kind of some food for thought right there. And you could easily take like even that shower out or the bathtub out and you could just turn it into a quaint little laundry space. So yeah, that's what we kind of went with. I don't remember what we did with that hallway. I think we just turned it into like I think we still used the wallpaper, but I could be super flippin' wrong. But I want to just kind of freshen things up a little bit. I want to keep it like more of this like nautical theme almost, if you want to call it that. But I don't know. I really like the plants right there. To me, this room works. Like it's a massive like living space, but I think it works. And you know what? I feel like that's all that matters. Right, right. So yeah, it was definitely a pain in the butt to try to furnish this room, but I wanted to be a little bit modern, but also not too modern. You know what I mean? So that's kind of why we ended up going with these couches. Just something cozy, quaint, and again, not super modern, but like not super old either. Like, does that make any sense at all what I'm trying to get at? Like, just something in the middle. So here we go. We have a little bit of a bookshelf type of thing over here. We have a desk over here, get the computer, that sort of thing. So nice and cozy. You've got a little bit of a plant going on, essentially right over here. That way, it's, plants everywhere. That's where, when in doubt, just add a bunch of plants. But yeah, so as you can see, these two rooms, they share a bathroom, which is ideal because, I mean, you have a master bathroom and then you have a bathroom downstairs. So realistically, if you have a party in The Sims, they only just need to use the downstairs bathroom, which is quite nice. And speaking of my Sims, how many of y'all do any of y'all actually play the Sims mobile like for cell phones? Not the Sims Free Play. That one's very different, and it's the difference between like Sims Mobile and Sims Free Play is basically like how they develop the game essentially. But pretty much like the Sims Mobile, you can actually still do stuff while you're waiting for your Sims to complete tasks. Whereas the Sims Free Play, like it's a waiting game. Like it is very much a waiting game. But I like The Sims Mobile. I really do. I think it's pretty decent. Like even in one of the challenges recently, like they had bunk beds in there, and I'm like, and I was salty because I actually wanted I wanted the bunk bed, but I didn't get it. But that's fine. But anyway, I kind of went with this like blue and gray sort of theme, kind of throughout almost like both of these rooms almost, just to make them feel kind of similar. But again, like you can just do something different per, room. Want to keep the colors as neutral as possible because I mean, I don't know what your Sims families are going to be like and that sort of thing. So that's why we kept it as kind of neutral with just some lighter blues, kind of to match the downstairs area a little bit so that way it all sort of ties together. So that was kind of my logic right there. So, again, nice little computer in there. Each room has a computer, which is nice. And I kind of thought about the one spot right there, something a little bit more artsy, but yeah, this is the little office area that we're kind of going into here. I don't know, I really like how this turned out. I feel like it's a very functional space. So, yeah, and if anything's not working, let me know. Please yell at me. But again, they need a work from home space, okay? Like, we're spending more time at home than ever before, probably. Unless if you're me and you're an introvert. But even then, like, I spent time, like, at coffee shops before everything went down. And let me tell you, I miss people watching. I miss coffee shops. There's a lot that I do miss. Even though I'm, like, the most introverted and, like, borderline antisocial person there is. Like, I've been kind of thriving a little bit, given all things considering, but I know that's not the case for everyone. And you know what? That's okay. We're all. I was gonna say we're in this together, but we're not all. We're not all. We're in the same situation to a certain degree. Like, we all have different things going on during this time. Like, some of you might be in school right now. Y'all, I was lucky where I was actually all online already. Like, except, like, of course, at my previous job, I had to move everything online within a week. But either way, like, y'all, I could not imagine, like, going to school right now, like, in 2020. Like, if I want to go back, I'm giving it at least a year until everything just kind of chills out a little bit. But either way, yeah. that was kind of the inspiration for that room, kind of a work from home type of space. I have a work from home little corner. I say corner because it's a literal corner. But hey, it's next to the coffee essentially, and it's near the kitchen, and snacks and all that good stuff. Priorities, am I right? Right. Well, my dudes, we are about to head into the screenshots in just a second, but I think we've got pretty much the meat and potatoes of this build. As you can kind of see, we've got the before and after shots, to switch things up a little bit. It is a night and day difference. I mean that literally, too. I mean, it's quite literally a night and day difference if you look at the screenshots very carefully. But we have like 3 baths, 3 to 4 bedrooms. Like you could turn that office space to an extra bedroom or a nursery if you need to. But overall, I really like how this turned out. I mean, the kitchen, obviously, like we had some issues with that, but I think it's a very functioning space. And I think your Sims will enjoy it regardless of age groups that they're in. It's again ideal for family, but if you don't have the traditional family with kids, maybe your dog or your cat's going to enjoy roaming the house. So on that note, thank you all so much for tuning in. Leave a like, leave a comment. If you have a specific house that you want me to renovate or build on in The Sims, do indeed let me know. I'm always open to requests. I'm always open to trying new builds and renovations out, new techniques, etc. So on that note, thank you all so much for tuning in, and stay tuned for some more Sims 4 renovation and build mode goodness. So on that note, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all around later. Bye, everyone!